we are just about to start the oocyte picker. We have confirmed the identification with the ID number of the hospital and her husband name and the name of the village. So we also confirmed whether they have taken the consents, and she is counseled in detail about the anesthesia complications and the procedure complications per se. So now we are going to take the patient inside. So the patient is given short general anesthesia. Here is given ketamine and propofol. Patient is in anesthesia now. So thorough vaginal cleaning had been done, and she is draped with the towels, sterile towels. So now we are going to start the procedure. Here, this is the scan machine. It's Voluson S10. This is the vaginal probe. The sterile cover is put on the probe. This is the biopsy guide. The gel is put over the probe. The biopsy guide is fixed to the vaginal probe. This is the oocyte recovery set. It has a needle and a piping which connects to the suction pump. So this is the oocyte pickup needle. This is the suction pump. So we need to have a checklist before we start the procedure. If the suction pump is maintaining the pressure properly, and it should be around 800. And this is a warmer there. The warmer has test tubes kept before that. It should be at 37 degrees. This is the foot section. Now we are starting the procedure. This is the right ovary. This is the uterus. There the endometrium in between. This is another ovary. In the case of PCO, this hyperstimulation. Now the needle enters into the follicle. So this is the Wallace needle, aspiration needle. Sometimes when the image is not within the reach, there should be an assistant who presses from above. In order to aspirate properly, we need to do proper settings on the scan. The echogenicity should be proper. Sometimes interiliac vein may be mistaken for a follicle. So I'll show you soon how to differentiate it. So sometimes little amount of blood may be aspirated from the ovarian follicles also around the ovarian tissue. So keep checking the tube. If you find that it's not getting drained, take the media and aspirate the media a little. When there is hyperstimulation, sometimes we can't make out whether we have aspirated right or left. Both of them come together. Kissing ovaries, they say. So sometimes when the position of the ovaries is not proper in the right position, and when it is behind the uterus, sometimes we need to go through the uterus also. And when there are too many follicles, it may get difficult. Likewise, when there are less number of follicles also, it may get difficult to aspirate the follicles. The person who is assisting from per abdomen also need to have a little knowledge about the ultrasound and the position of the ovaries, how he needs to manipulate it. There are chances for internal iliac injury. We'll be showing you how to identify it. It's almost like a follicle, but you can see it pulsating. Confirm it by color Doppler. Once the probe is turned, it appears like follicle. Yeah, that's the interiliac vein. It should not be injured, should not be aspirated. The moment you see any blood, please be careful. So now we can see that almost all the follicles are drained. We can only see the ovarian tissue and very minute follicles. And both the ovaries, they are almost completely drained. And there's little amount of free fluid. Looks like minimal hemoperitoneum. We've been watching it Since the aspiration, the level of the fluid remains the same, it's not increasing, and patient is stable. Now we are taking out the probe. Once the needle is removed, the probe is removed. See, check for the bleeding PV. Sometimes there are minute vaginal tears also, which on just applying pressure is controlled. See that there is absolutely no bleeding, then remove the speculums.